One of the things that we noticed was the Rodney thing. Everyone on the beach was so upset for Rodney. Everyone's crying. Watching that back, was that an accurate depiction to how everybody was acting, or do you think that they amped it up? Because we were like, all right, we get it. We feel bad for Rodney, but everyone's got to put a little more pep in their step.
It was, I mean, it was a blow to the beach, and it was absolutely devastating. And I know that sounds so silly.
It was worse than I think what was shown.
People look at it and they're like, well, Eliza was just making a choice for herself. And she was. Love Eliza. She deserves to pursue what she wants to pursue. But at the same time, what we were all so like, oh, that's tough, because Eliza had been gone all day and Rodney was just waiting for her to come down and was talking to everybody about oh, we get a fresh start. I'm going to do something special for her today. We have this future that we get to, start building on now. And so to see him talk about that the day after, he's like, oh, I can finally breathe. This is the real, she chose me.
And I went through a whole season with Rodney. So we've been boys for a long time, and I've never seen him that happy in my life. And then so letting other people know yo, this is the happiest Rodney's ever been. Eliza is really his person. We're both super giddy and happy for each other, and having that pulled under the rug. I was just yo, I know what that feels, and that's the worst. And it hit us just a little bit.
People cried. Everybody was crying.
Everyone was in tears.
It was
we saw that and we were like, wow.
Yeah. It was but we were so convincing of oh, you guys get to start fresh tomorrow, and you guys get to do this and do that. So in a way, we all felt bad and felt that. And then, she's crying too. And so there was that, and it was just hard on everybody. Yeah. And then it was also we realized in that moment we're saying goodbye to Rodney.
Right, because he's leaving.
And do you feel like the fact that you guys are all just focused on mainly one thing and there's no other outside distractions, that plays into it too? You guys are exhausted and
huge,
a lot of emotions at play.
Oh, 20 hours a day.
I mean, it's hot. You're not getting much sleep. And so that was a huge factor. Did we all really feel for Rodney and everybody was really crying? Yeah. But at the same time, emotions were so
but also we were so invested in everyone's relationship. Right.
Yeah.
They all became family to us, so we wanted everyone happy and yo, everyone just get along, be happy, and so
well, it's we kind of we felt at a certain point we're making it out of this, so the other couples were oh, we have couple friends, we're gonna get to do all these things,
couple friends,
and so it's you start picturing your future with your friend group as but I think ultimately we just want everybody to be happy and pursue what you want to pursue, but it does suck when someone gets hurt.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's also just funny to think about if this was in the real world, where if something like this happened, you'd be like, damn, that sucks. You'd be texting your friend, you'd be like, damn, that sucks. But then you have a million other things that you're doing or focused on, so it's not that much, but it makes sense when you're just focused on everybody and everything there.
Yeah.
People were it was a moment where people were this could happen to me too. Right. Not us. A lot of people were feeling that way for Rodney.
Yeah.
It was oh,
it's damn, if this happened, anyone could switch up at any.
What could happen next?
Yeah, Brandon had one of my favorite lines, because you do seem like such a friend, that an empathetic friend, you're feeling your friend's emotions. And when Eliza was on the date and Rodney was all sad, you were like, man, if I was a lady, I'd be in your arms right now. I was like, Brandon.
Oh, so me and Rodney, we joked about it.
And then literally he replied to it and was like, facts.
Yeah.
So me and Rodney, she went on the date, and Rodney, you saw it, he was like, I gotta get a drink. So I was like, I'll get a drink with you. And Wells was like, boys, however much you want, it's on me. It's on the house. I got you. So we were drinking tequila and everything. And then so we were just sitting on the couch, and I didn't even know. And I was like, Rodney, man, if I was a girl, I'd be in your arms right now. Facts.
Yeah.
And I was like, watching them back, I'm like, bro, what?
What I would expect.
Yeah. It's that's why we're friends.
I laughed so hard.
Yeah, it's just we're
It was great. That was one of my favorite lines of the season, honestly. But guys, you're really like the only. There are success stories that have come out of this season for sure. But as far as engagement goes, you guys are the last two standing, and there were some couples that we thought really would make it or try and make it work. I know there were some crazy moments. What for you guys watching, because I feel like you were spectators for a lot of this, Aaron and Genevieve had a lot of drama on the beach, but then they would always kind of seem to make it work. Did you think Aaron would propose, or did you guys kind of see that hitting a wall?
Absolutely.
I didn't really think so.
I think that, talking to the both of them, I think they both knew that it was kind of toxic. I think they would have left together and like try to work on it, but the proposal, no. Just because like you guys saw what we saw, like, they would get into a huge fight and then they would be like, oh, I'm falling in love with you. And it's like, well, you got to deal with that huge fight, like that. Yeah. So we kind of like the whole, people on the beach, like we wanted it to work, but at the same time, we saw signs to where like,
you're like, what's best for my friend?
Yeah, what's best for my friend?